Hello, friends.
What's up,
We're back.
YouTube?
It is
We
time
are going
for
live.
reality recap.
We're signing in over here on the
Waiting
gram.
for Deja to join us on Instagram. Welcome, welcome. If you are here on the tube or if you are watching a replay,
Welcome me, welcome you.
we are here. Hello.
There we go. Hey, girl.
Good evening, all. Good evening. Good evening.
Welcome me, welcome you. All right,
Yes.
as you know, we are here to do the reality recap. But before we get into the mess, I have to give y'all a little bit of the branding over here on YouTube. And so right into it, onto the pop culture stuff. So if you
First
are
of
over
all,
here on,
are you having
oh yeah,
a beverage?
libations, yes, we
Yes.
need that for the nerves. Clearly, we're having a little Coco Bon Cabernet Sauvignon.
Nice.
If you catch the reel over on Instagram, you can see the bottle and the brand and all that jazz. I put it up there for you.
I am
So
just
there you
having
go.
an ordinary like Chardonnay or something. Anyways, it's not very good, so I won't recommend it.
Child, sound like you should
It's
have made
fine
that
for
into
what
a
it is.
spritzer. It should
It's
have been a
fine what it is.
spritzer.
Well, I've been
Yeah.
spritzing all day, so this is not my first drink of the day. Okay.
Ooh, all right. Well, praise God, we don't all look like what we done been through, okay?
Oh yes. All right, on to
On to
pop
the
culture.
mess. Listen, pop culture news. So, it's some sad news, and we're sending prayers out to Alik's family.
Hmm.
It seems that Nini's youngest son, Brent Leaks, has had some cardiac failure and a stroke, and he's currently in the hospital.
I'm sorry.
So,
What?
he's really young. Yeah, I saw it on her story today. So he's
Holy
really young. He's
crap!
not but like 23 years old. So prayers up. Hopefully he gets has a speedy recovery and that everything is okay. So that he's such
Jesus.
a baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's way
So,
young to be having those kind of issues. Jesus. Oh, prayers for
oh
them.
yeah. But yeah,
Wow.
if you want to know more about what's going on with them, it is on her story. I think she posted it today, but I'm not sure. I didn't look at the dates, but either way, I saw it today.
Jeez.
Next in the mess of the streets, let's look at good old Martell and Sheree. This photo is cute. This was on Fashion Bomb Daily. Shout out to them. They had like a little reel with the two of them all canoodled up at some event that they went to. I don't know what this event was, but they look good. I ain't mad at it. She go
This
ahead and
relationship is
get her
so
groove back.
such a snore. Ugh.
Don't hate on them. They look good. Y'all let us know down in the comments what you think.
I'm not hating
Everybody's
necessarily. It's
having a good time.
just I guess Martell just he aggravates my soul. We'll get there, but he just I'm not
We ain't
a
there
fan.
yet.
I'm not a
All
fan. But
right.
go ahead.
The last thing, like I said before, thank God we don't all look like what we've been through. Today is actually World Mental Health Day, and so as a educated clinician, I this is very important to me, and obviously, Cannon, we talk about on the show all the time about making sure that you go to therapy and do the things that you need to, so that you can be mentally okay and healthy and happy and whole. And this is dear and dear to my heart because your girl was having a whole lot of angst today. So
Okay.
days be up and down, but that's all right. We got a little libation to help, smooth over some things.
Yeah. So take a beat, feel your beat, whatever is in your spirit today to make you feel whole and healthy and well. Go do that.
Period.
All right.
So,
Into the reality recap of it all. Just want to give you the heads up that the timestamps will be down below in the description box should you want to skip around to whichever program is your favorite. Okay.
pretty much. But
Okay.
I feel
Where
like
you
we
want to
could
start?
have covered all of what three. I put the main ones: Love and Marriage Huntsville, RHOP, and Married to Medicine. I don't even know if you watched Married to Medicine yet, so you
I
ready?
I'm like 3 episodes behind, honestly. So we can go there. Start there because you'll just do your recap.
So this episode was actually pretty good. I'm glad that there was no fighting.
Okay.
If you all were on our Instagram, I have been like here and there, I will pop in there and give like a moment by moment commentary. Child, that show last night, it was a lot. It was muchy, as we like to say on the show.
Well, what happened?
Muchy in the sense that stuff that was happening just didn't make no sense. And there was a point where, and this is what I talked about in the stories on our Black and Curious Instagram, Audra and Toya finally had their like, you know, kumbaya. And Toya was talking about that. Remember how we made mention to a couple of weeks ago that it's always Toya that be ready to throw hands on the show.
Yes.
And how she was fighting in the first season of the show. Well, on last night's episode, she was talking about that and like the backlash that she went through and how she felt like so embarrassed about what had happened. And she started crying about it. And as she was like all verklempt and whatnot, you see her like kind of dabbing her tears, and like I think Quad was sitting next to her, so Quad was trying to console her a little bit.
Sorry.
Hey.
Sorry. Mess. Sorry. On the scenes over there.
All right. The phrase of the night is thank God we don't all look like what we've been through.
I'm trying to swap it. Sorry.
It's all right.
Okay.
But yeah, so what was I saying? Quad,
you were talking about
Toya next to Toya and was kind of like consoling her through that process because they were all, of course, that was the first season, they were all on it. But it pans over to Audra, and Audra has like this it gave me that this was not genuine because she was like, she had a cry angle and she was like dabbing and everything, but she had this look of like not really concerned, like, okay, I'm gonna do this for the cameras because you're doing this for the cameras. Like she didn't believe that Toya was that kind of upset, but like Toya was genuinely crying. So I don't think that she was BSing. I just didn't buy what Audra was doing. I'm gonna, you know what, YouTube, what I'll do is I'll see if I can insert the little clips from that on a short on YouTube so y'all can see what I'm talking about. What I was saying. But yeah, it
also, though, like right. I think with those situations in general, on these shows, like when you start off on the wrong foot with a person, especially when you feel like it was unwarranted shade or unwarranted like drama, it's hard to get back on the right foot. And I think a lot of the other women give Toya a lot of grace. But Audra didn't know that lady and she just came in hot with her. And so it's going to take a lot more disarming for Audra to be on her side, kind of.
I agree. We gonna see what happens as the show plays out. But they didn't have any fights.
Good.
All the women seem to have gotten along. They got down to the bottom of Anila alleging that Toya had anything to do with the break into Anila's house.
That's
it
good.
Looks like Anila and Toya have made up, but there's now like some new beef that's going to be swirling in the midst because now Anila basically put the whole thing off on Quad. And Quad, you know, Quad with the mess, that's what she be saying. But like, I don't know that was necessarily fair. Basically, Anila said that the night of the party, the woman who was spreading the rumor about Toya, she said that Quad had invited the other woman, and then she just arrived with Anila. So it looked like, from the outside looking in, like Anila was bringing in the mess. But according to her, that wasn't the case. So I don't know.
I think maybe that's possibly true, but like, I don't know. Because I have a hard time believing that Quad would just be letting anybody in her house. So maybe she did invite that lady. But like, I don't know. I don't know. Something about that is not mathing for me.
The numbers is not coming together, Jesus. So other than that, wasn't much going on. There was some very funny scenes in last night's show, especially with that daggone Dr. Contessa. Now, y'all know I stand for Dr. Contessa over here, okay? But she was funny last night. Dr. Jackie had set up like a whole spa day for the ladies while the men went out and, you know, did bowling and wings and chopped it up and all that kind of stuff. And the ladies were back at the cabin getting massages and like having their kumbaya and all that kind of stuff. And there was a point where the ladies were basically nude from head to toe, like in a birthday suit on the table in the same room with everybody, but they're with the masseuse people there. Okay. And so that daggone Dr. Contessa was hollering about happy endings and all this other foolishness. I'm like, okay, you letting us know what you really about. Okay, girl, I
Well,
see
they
you.
all say that Dr. Contessa's a freak, so
There's a point where she flashed everybody her cootie cat. I was like, oh my God. And then Dr. Simone was like, oh my God. Because she literally did spread eagle, like cootie cat. Yes.
oh gosh.
I
Oh
don't think she
no.
meant to, but like she had the bathrobe on and she wanted the two sitting next to her, I think it was Jackie and Toya, to rub her feet. So she just threw her legs out and the the bathrobe went up with it. And I mean, my thing is, Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie are both OBGYNs. So it was just funny that she was so shocked.
She was
So,
like,
but
I
yeah.
expect to see these at work. I'm not expecting to be walking around looking up my friend's crotch.
Okay. She was like, oh,
like, oh God.
right. That daggone
I've seen
Contessa
all the
did not
cats I
care.
planned on seeing today. Why is your cat open?
Oh my goodness. I need the low chocolate. This is good. It's calming my nerves down.
Oh my
But
gosh. All right.
So last night was a hoot. I thoroughly enjoyed all of the Bravo shows last night. Not really much else to tell about that. We're just gonna see what drama unfolds next week, because I know there's gonna be a tete-a-tete between Quad and Toya.
Okay. When is there not? Okay. Well, while we're right there on Bravo, let's do Real Housewives of Potomac.
Child, last night was so good.
It was such a hoot. You know, I love now. I don't know if they're going to do it on all franchises. I'm imagining not. I don't know though. I love these OG sit downs that are opening the seasons. They did it for Atlanta too, where it was like Kenya and Sheree and Candy, Marlo, even though Marlo's not like this is her first Housewives season, but she's been there.
Yeah.
And so like they all kind of have their little chit chat catch up, and I loved it with the Ashley, the Karen, Giselle, the Robin. They all kind of sat down and had their little moment before inviting anybody else into the mess. So I love those scenes, and this season looked like it's gonna be a hot mess.
I'm just here for Karen. I'm like, that's really
the
what it
Grand
boils down
Dame.
to. Because Miss Karen, she sent me. She sends me, period.
Mm-hmm.
But when they were sitting at Karen's party at the end, and they were trying to figure out, like, putting the math together, trying to figure out the geometry of what it was that Ashley was doing, child.
So let's back up a little bit. We gave Ashley a lot. Okay. When we heard that she was divorcing Michael Darby, we were so happy. We have a video about it. I will link it in the cards. And we gave her a lot. And it seems to me, so basically, she's divorcing, and she is correct that you have to do a year of separation in Virginia before you can get a divorce. That is 100% correct.
Sure do.
And so, but in the meantime, she's like trying to buy a house with them in under the name of their LLC, and talking about a coochie craving from him, and just a lot going on. And everybody is like, her uncle is yeah, her uncle was like, okay, so what is the negotiation happening? Do you have an attorney? And she's like, no, I don't have an attorney. And it's just like, why not?
Like,
why not?
You're forcing him, baby, just tell the truth and shame the devil. Basically, you're just going to be separated. You're going to have your own house in the country or in the suburbs while Michael is in the city, so that he can still pay all them bills. Like, let's keep it a stack. I don't really buy that she wants to be fully divorced.
I agree to a certain extent. I think so. Yeah, her uncle was basically like, you need a divorce. But even in these situations, not divorce, you need an attorney. I feel like even with like managing custody and all of that stuff, like you should be hiring an attorney to do some of this work for you. But it seems to me like she's trying to take the high road, trying to go, the nice route, and
that's not gonna work.
Negotiate with him, but the power dynamics. Yeah, the power dynamics.
Like, he's a businessman. So like, if he decides to up and get mad, like, he got all the money.
Right.
So all the access, all the knowledge.
Right. So Karen kind of at the end was like, so Giselle like questioned her like, I don't think you're really trying to get divorced. Like you said
Giselle
you
was just
were
like,
getting
you're lying to
divorced.
me. I'm like,
She did,
damn.
and I thought that was strong, but
It was.
she was kind of like, I'm not, this is not adding up for me. Like you said you were on the road to getting a divorce. You're separating so that you can get a divorce. So like, why is this word divorce throwing you off so much? And Karen kind of said it and said what you just said, which I agree with, is like, let's keep it real. Like Ashley alone could not afford the type of home she would want to live in. She could not
Not in no
afford
Arlington, Virginia, child.
any kind of lifestyle, so to speak. So she's gonna ride Michael's coattails as long as she can. She's gonna play nice. And listen, I think that's a part of the strategy. I think she is kind of dumb for not having an attorney, but hey, listen, keeping attorneys out of it may keep it civil and figure out so that they can make an agreement or whatever. But I don't know, something about putting it in the LLC, which I mean, again, I understand, but like you can change ownership structures and that you can, something about that is just like not
It
mapping
just
for
sounds
me.
like that's gonna be trouble down the road. That's just
Correct.
my opinion.
Like when it comes time to like sell it, or if it comes time to, for her to move on or whatever the case may be, it seems like it's going to be a lot of stress and trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of protection of Michael Darby's assets at Ashley Darby's expense is what it's giving me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
I also kind of feel like too, I think that she jumped the gun even with herself. And what I mean is like, she was talking about in parts of the episode, like, I'm thinking about how I'm going to have to pay bills and how all these things are going to be on me. And like, I've not had to do any of this stuff. And for her, they've been married, 6 years, something like that.
So like most of her late 20s, like after her pageant days and all of that, where she was probably like living at home or in dorms or whatever for a lot of that stuff. I mean, she just got married.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, girl, yeah, like I don't think you're prepared for what it is that you say that you want. But all we can do is watch her play it out.
It's one of those things though. It's like the don't embarrass me clause, kind of like, I feel like she probably would have been content to let Michael just continue to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. However, he had to go and be an embarrassment and have everything all over the internet. And that is what she's having an issue with. Not, the other stuff. She didn't have an issue with him being out there. It's the issue is that you embarrassed me and now it's all over the internet. Like you didn't do your due diligence to get an NDA or to whatever. Like you're getting caught by regular degular tabloids, like not even TMZ or nothing caught you. You know what I'm saying? It's like not even the girls who dig or pay for dirt caught you. This is literally just like some
run of the mill average Joe. There you go.
It's like a blogger that caught you. Like how you've done no work to try to protect the situation. So that irritated me. And I think that's probably why she is moving so quickly. Go ahead, sorry.
I also think that her saying that she's divorcing him and getting this house and doing all these things is an extension of that don't embarrass me clause, because if she's saying that they're separated, then whatever he does is what he does. I don't have nothing to do with her.
100%.
Like, and that's her way of getting around the embarrassment. Like, I'm over here. So, and how some of the folks in the colored community, that sounds so terrible, but all of us brown folk will be separated for years and not actually divorced.
Yes, that is a
I won't even say that it's exclusive to brown folk, but I just know a lot of people of color that have done such.
And then somebody dies and you're like, wait, who's the beneficiary? Y'all haven't been together in 30 years.
Hello.
Or like, who's the next of kin? Wow, I didn't even know. Oh, y'all
like I didn't know she was still on your paperwork. Hell, we saw that play out in the Why Did I Get Married? What was the one where she was drowning homeboy in the bathtub? What is that movie? It's a Tyler Perry film. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Okay, drop down in the comments and let us know what you're talking about.
Because it has Elise McNeil in it, who's now a Trumper.
Which one doesn't?
Terrible. You ain't right.
It was something else that happened in the episode. Oh, Peter's back on the scene, and I'm kind of like,
Well, before we even get there, let's put a pin in Peter being on the scene. What confused the hell out of me is when we got to that party and how they was introducing all of these extra women.
Yeah.
Because you had, I mentioned that on the stories last night. You had a scholar, you had Mia's best friend, I think her name is Jacqueline, who DJ Richie Sky reported that they didn't had a falling out since the daggone between the taping of the show and the first episode. So now like they slandering each other on social media.
Cool.
And then who else's friend was there? Sharice is back. Yes. I'm like, what? Who is actually a part of the show? Like, who are the friends of the show? This is too many faces.
What I think is happening is they are auditioning for new housewives, and Ascala clearly did not make the cut for last year. So they're bringing in a whole new series of friend of the show to try to find somebody to go on to this show and mix it up. That's what I think.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Who are all these people?
Like, and it was like so obviously they were doing because it was like, ooh, let me go sit over here and talk to my friend. Next thing you know, such and such Karen's friend, such and such Mia's friend. It's just like, girl, who are all of these people?
What? Yes, like the African lady that came in with the Fendi bag. I remember that there was a whole bunch of drama about her coming onto the show because that is Karen's I forget what her name is. But she is Karen's longtime friend, and instead of her being on the show, Wendy was on the show instead. That was the person that they chose.
Okay.
But like there was because remember how when Wendy got there, Karen was like snubbing her because there was some organization that they're a part of. And the organization is the African lady with the Fendi bag. That she runs that organization.
Got
I just can't remember her name right now.
Okay.
But I was like, I thought she was so interesting. I'm like, why wouldn't they have brought her on last season? That would have made the most sense. Or whatever season it was that Wendy came in.
Yeah, and especially if y'all have been here for long enough, y'all know how I feel about Wendy. Dr. Wendy, child. Oh God. She looks good in her confessionals. I'm not gonna hold you. She looked good in them confessionals. Giselle did not.
Girl, that wig that they was calling the skunk wig was wearing me out. Why you got these huge chunky stripes? What is going on, mama?
It was bad. But Wendy,
what I don't understand, what I don't understand though is like, Giselle, why you always got on a wig, boo? Like you have long, thick, beautiful hair. Robin be rocking her own hair. She might add a couple of pieces, but she be rocking her own hair. Yeah. Like, I never understand why Giselle always got on a wig. It just gives lazy.
Well, that wig is terrible.
It gives. Listen, we love Giselle. Problematic Giselle, love her down, but it gives. I
love
lazy.
Giselle. I love me some Giselle Bryant because she is a nutcase and like. She we'll come back to this. She does some crazy stuff, but I like that she can dish it and she can take it. Like the people can say anything to Giselle and she's just gonna be like, girl, okay. Do you feel better? Did you get it out? I love that. She is just never bothered. They can call her tacky, they can call whatever they want to call her, whether they're right or wrong. Giselle is gonna be like,
whatever. I mean, I did it. Okay, I own that. However you see fit.
She did. Oh, go ahead.
I'm about to say this is an aside, but speaking of Giselle, her girls, oh my God. They are like, they have basically grown up on this show to some degree.
100%.
But it's just like, oh my God, like the twins look like grown ladies.
They are grown ladies. They're like 16, right?
I know, but like, they're just beautiful. She's got beautiful children, period.
She does. Quickly, Giselle, listen. I just told y'all that I love Giselle. I think she is a riot. However, why in God's name did she go up to Mia like that at that party? Like, oh, you look great for cancer. No, ma'am. That is not something that you take lightly. I don't like, even if it like, because this is the thing.
That is not how you address somebody.
You can't take that kind of stuff lightly because it's like, what if you're wrong? Then you have just insulted someone who has cancer and you were rude.
Facts. Because she still doesn't know. And so
she doesn't know.
Either way, I knew immediately when Giselle came out the gate with it. I'm like, y'all know damn Mia is batshit crazy. Like, this is finna go left in 2.5 seconds. And it did. It did not disappoint. Hey, Ray Ray.
Hey, girl. We're talking Housewives of Potomac. It was tacky. It was tacky to say the very, very least. And I want her to do better in that regard. Change nothing else. But that was wrong. And yeah,
that was not the time or the place.
I was just like, why would you do that? Why would you say that?
Like, that just was not the time or the place. Like, what the hell is going on?
But Karen is right. Like, Karen was right. And we have a video coming up about that, I think this week or maybe next week. Mia does overshare. Girl, you don't have to tell every single piece of information of your life on your Instagram stories.
And don't. But I think it gives very much like I'm trying to get ahead of somebody spinning my story. Because, like, why else would you give that much detail about your business? You know? And then also knowing that, like, Mia is very much, like, off the cuff. She strikes me, like, I know personally I can be somebody that I just start talking and then the next thing I know, I didn't be an overshare. I don't do it often, but it has happened.
Yeah, it's one thing to overshare when you're, like, in conversation with people. But, like, she seems to be a habitual oversharer on the internet.
Oh,
to the point of, like, I mean, I don't follow her, but to the point of, like, why would you be detailing all of this stuff about, oh, I may have cancer, I don't know cancer, I may have cancer, I don't know. I'm going to the cancer center, but I don't have anything else to. It was just weird. Like, I don't know. It just seems to me, I'm not an oversharer whatsoever. I barely share at all. But
hello.
But I don't know.
You be like, is you all right, girl?
Share your scabs or share tell us when you know. But, like, taking us through all the emotions of, like, up and down, left and right, it just felt unnecessary. And I agree with Karen on that.
Karen I appreciate that these last 2 seasons and her spinoff that we got, Karen has just fully just stepped into just being herself. Like, to the fullest extent. Because this version of Karen is hilarious.
She is a riot. A riot. So I'm looking forward to how Housewives unfolds. Candiachi is continuing to be exhausting already.
So I'm surprised her and Chris are still together the way they be cussing each other out. I'm like, God dang.
You know?
Y'all sound like y'all finna be fighting.
And, like, I know she wants to freeze embryos, but you might want to freeze your eggs, sis, because I'm not convinced that this is the relationship that's going to work out the way y'all be cussing each other and talking to each other. No, because that's the thing, though. No, because that's the thing, though. Because when you start freezing embryo, you got to get buy-off from the person you ain't with no more to unfreeze that shit. So.
Yeah, because they don't want you to turn around and come back. I'm having a personal stomach, excuse me. But they don't want you to turn around and come back and tell them that to hit them up with some child support
and all of that. So that's what I say. I don't know. She might want to freeze her eggs. What else is going on? Let's continue on Bravo. We both watched the Southern Charm reunion. I didn't have anything really to say except I ain't like the way Madison was talking to Venita. That shit didn't sit well with me. That shit didn't sit well with me at all.
Madison, it didn't sit well with me either. It gives very much like I'm gonna be spicy with you and talk all types of crazy. I'm like, what is the oh my God, now I'm drawing a whole blank. When they like black tax, is that what it is? When they use the language or the ways in which
black scent.
There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Ray Ray. Ray Ray says, not too much on Venita. Not too much on Venita now, especially at the reunion. Not too much, girl. Not too much.
But Venita looked like Black Barbie. I loved it. She was cute as a button.
Oh, my God. She looks so good. Oh, she looks so good. I actually want to see a spinoff of just Venita and her friends in Charleston, honestly. Like her real friends. Because they seem like they have a good time.
Right. I'm like, these folks is a whole bunch of turncoats. You ain't got time to be talking to them.
So basically, background, Vanita and Madison had a joint. She is gorgeous. Um, right.
Mm-hmm.
So they had like a joint party over the season. It's like a joint birthday party, which Madison turned into her own like
Her
engagement
engagement, or was
announcement
it
or something. Yeah, it was her engagement announcement because everybody was like swooning over her
bridal
ring.
shower? There we go. Like, what is the words? One thing about anxiety: when your shit is high, your brain don't work, or at least
Yeah.
mine don't, because I cannot remember nothing today.
Well, it wasn't. I don't think it was full on bridal shower, but it was very much like engagement party,
Basically,
engagement announcement sort of thing. So, anyways,
yeah.
then she wanted to get up here and like redress Vanita down because Vanita didn't come back to help her the next day. And I'm like, that party was barely about Vanita. She's like, I spent all this money. I threw her a party. It's like, you didn't throw her anything. That was a
No,
joint
you threw
party,
yourself a
first of
party.
all. That was supposed to be a joint party, and you overshined. You overdid everything, and the party was all about you. It was like Vanita could have been there or not. I didn't even see Vanita's friends there like that. You invited people who
Mm-mm.
weren't her friends. I wouldn't have said
And didn't
I
tell
wouldn't have
her.
gone over. I wouldn't have gone over to help you clean up either. And Vanita said she sent somebody, but I wouldn't even have done that. I was like, the party was all about you, sis. You can deal with it
You can
yourself.
pay for it. Shit. Hello. Because it turned out
Please.
there was that. Isn't that the incident where there became beef between Vanita, Catherine, and her
Yeah,
homegirl?
it
Yeah,
is.
like no. Mm-mm.
And she was like, and Vanita didn't know that they were coming until the day of when she got to the party and saw their place
Ambushed.
cards there.
Right.
And she was like, "Whoa, how did they? I didn't invite them. You invited them?" So it was just a mess. I didn't like that. I didn't like the conversation with uh I don't know. I think Vanita probably did share some stuff with Madison, the stuff that Leva said, and that was on her. But then Madison being like, "You said that I did blah blah blah." I'm like, Vanita did not say that you snatched anything out of her hand. She said she gave you the phone to deal with the music, and you saw the messages
The
that were being
messages coming
exchanged.
through. Mm-hmm.
So there was no snatching. No one ever said that you snatched anything. And like Madison, she goes in that vile sort of category for me. There's like a handful of people on Bravo where I'm just like, I just cannot with you. And she
Facts.
is one of those. She is one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Candiachi is another one that I find to be
Candiachi is
just
the main
completely
one.
vile. So that was that. Leva is getting a spinoff.
That's
That
so
we
weird to
saw.
me. But I
So it's gonna be
mean,
a
you so explain for the people what you explained to me, because I was lost. I didn't watch the season for real, so I didn't know that Leva was like that girl.
yeah. So last season, really, it was Leva and her husband. That's how they got on the show. I guess was that they owned all these restaurants, and one of their restaurants is apparently like a very much a hot spot in Charleston. Even I think the girls' night that they had was recorded in one of her restaurants because she was kind of talking to the waiters and stuff like they were her staff basically like,
Okay.
oh, such and such, come on over here. Oh, meet my friends. Can you bring us a sampling of everything? Like she was the boss.
Got it.
So yeah. So she's getting a spinoff a la Bravo seems to like doing these like Vanderpump Rules, Candy and the Gang style spinoffs. So
I mean, they
Leva's
bring in the
getting one.
drama.
Yeah. So Leva's getting one called Southern Hospitality about her bar Republique. And so we will see how that goes. Everybody else on Southern Charm this season was just being themselves, white and entitled. That's it. Oh my god.
So we have talked briefly about how, I think it was in the episode of Southern Charm, and we talked about Vanita being out of place,
Yes.
how Shep stands in his shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a soft spot for Shep. And I think I have that soft spot because he do stand in his shit. Like, Shep is who he is. He says that he's a person that can't commit. He's non-committal. He tried it out for a little while. with her. And then once the world opened back up, he was back in them streets.
Hell yeah.
So
And then
like,
like her, I understood why she was so upset. I can't remember that girl's name. I
I
understood
don't
why she
either.
was so upset, but it was just very much like he was single when he was doing all that. So like you're mad that you
Well,
guys
when
broke up.
no,
And
some of
no,
it
no,
he
no.
wasn't
This
single.
time, no. This time, the one she was talking
Oh,
about
okay.
on the reunion, there have been previous times when he was not single, but this time they were
Damn, Cap.
saying she was like basically like we broke up and you went straight back to the streets, like you didn't feel no kind of way
I'm
about
like,
the
what
fact
you
that we
thought I
weren't
was gonna
together
do?
anymore. And she was like very very emotional about it, and I was just like, I mean, it's kind of one of those things like, I mean,
He
would
told
I
you.
wouldn't even date a chef, like you
Not
know.
not seriously, like not to the
No.
point where I'm catching feelings. I'm gonna be out here having a good time with you if that's what I want to do. If that's where
Yes.
I am in my life. But
Yes.
like not to
Not.
the extent that I'm gonna marry this person and
No.
we gonna bear these children. No, baby, that's
No.
not him.
That's not him. That's not him.
I
And then
almost
apparently,
miss Cameron being on the show so she could set these hoes straight. Like Cameron would be quick, like, don't do that.
yeah,
He ain't it.
that's the one thing I will say I think this show is missing this season is like somebody to kind of like balance everything out. And I think I don't know who would be that person, but it's just like the boys just run crazy. They do all this stuff, they cause all this drama, and they are the drama, to be clear.
They are
Um,
that.
and you know, there's nobody to like wrangle them, and Cameron was the person who was wrangling them before,
She
which was
did.
nice.
Because Kim
Um,
wasn't interested in any of them, and they saw
yeah,
her legitimately like a sibling.
like a bro. I think you know who
Yeah.
they wanted to kind of take that role? Shep's cousin, the one that just
Oh
had the
yeah.
baby. I think
Hmm.
she's the one that they kind of were trying to set into that role. Like,
But
I
she
ain't
was
trying to date none of
super
these clowns.
pregnant. Like that child was
But she was
finna
super
pop that
pregnant.
baby out.
Yeah. So maybe
She ain't
next
got time to be
season.
running after these crazy boys.
So maybe next season she'll be back and you know in the
What
mix
I
a little
did
more.
find funny though in the reunion was Austin, Madison, and the new girl that Austin was seeing. And it's like, girl,
Mm.
you the new girl, baby, you got to have thicker skin. If you can't handle all this foolishness with him and Madison, you're not
But
you're
they
not
aren't
meant for
together
this.
anymore either.
I know, but it's like she be so bent out of shape about Madison. It's like Madison is spicy. She got mouth. Like she strikes me as like some of the homegirls when I was in high school that would be ready to put the paws on you because that's how they got down.
Yeah. She just gets on my nerves because she just says anything. And it's just like, you can't just say anything to people. Like, that's not a good thing.
I don't
Like,
disagree with you on that, but she do strike me as someone who can back it up.
yeah. I mean,
She met the
um,
right one.
I was gonna say amongst this group, maybe amongst this
Yes.
group.
Right, that's what I'm
Um,
saying.
but again, like I said, I don't like some of the double standards in Charleston. That's why I'm like, I feel like Vanita. I want to see Vanita get like her own thing with her own friends because
Mm-hmm.
it just seems like they always want to point to her as the mess, but like Catherine is still around, and Catherine is the messiest of all.
Of them all. Hello.
Uh,
And why wasn't her
Madison,
boyfriend on the show? That's so, or her ex-boyfriend. That was so crazy. He's in the promotional photos and all of that, but he was not at
yeah,
the reunion.
he wasn't. I don't think he was really involved like that. Madison is always the drama. Craig is buku drama. So it's like, why like Craig is the most drama. So like, why are we all painting Vanita like she's done something that the other girls have not done? One
Because
of the
Vanita
girls
is
being
black.
Craig. You know?
Bottom line, because Vanita is black, just like they did
Yeah.
the black girl on Big Brother.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I didn't watch it either, but I watched enough of it to know, like, or like the recaps of it to know that they were basically pitting her out to be this horrible, negative, no good kind of person because she was tall, beautiful, black, dark skin. Like, even though she was kind and sweet and trying to share herself with the people there, everything they pitted against her was just because of how uncomfortable they felt about what she looked like, which is
You know
fucked
what
up.
show I want to see? I don't know. I don't know I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it lives. It might be on the internet. I want to see like a show called like The Girls. You know, like the Instagram girlies, the Vanitas. I want to see like a black influencer show where you have black influencers in a few different locales meeting up at the fashion weeks and the events and doing the things and having a
Girl, that's
life.
on YouTube.
I know it is. I know it's on YouTube. I
I
watch
feel like
some of
they're
it on
not ever
YouTube.
gonna, because the girls is making their own money off of YouTube doing that. They're
I mean, of
not gonna
course.
put them on TV. It would be
I
dope
mean,
if they created something like
sure.
that, but
But I'm thinking of something for Vanita that she does says she does not have to be on this Southern Charm chaos.
she just might be in the wrong city.
Maybe.
You know, like if she moved somewhere else and joined a reality cast, like she might,
Right.
she just, because I mean, there's not a whole lot coming out of Charleston. That's the
Well,
only
I
show that we've
saw
seen
yeah. Well,
outside of like the food stuff.
I also saw that they have a like some Paris show that I'm not watching, but I'm like, if they can do a
No,
Paris
I ain't
show,
watching it
surely they
either.
can do some sort of like real influencers of something or the other. I don't know. Just
I hear you.
brainstorming here.
Listen here, if y'all decide to steal her idea, make sure you cut her a check.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on to Own. Let's quickly get Ready to Love out of the way. Did you watch?
I did. Do I remember what happened? Not really.
Me neither. Who
They
went
sent
home?
Samson home, but I'm like, at the end of the day, Sharice won't feeling him no way, and he won't really feeling her. So boom.
Yeah.
But the way that he acted, oof.
Yeah, it was kind of stank. I didn't like that at all. And I did not like how he acted with her dad. I just was kind of like, he does not seem genuine, and he seems like one of those people who's like very full of himself, like I am the prize. And I'm like, well, you still in a dating show with everybody else, my guy, so
ain't that it?
You know who really impressed me? Mike had a way of disarming like all of the parents
because he's a parent.
Maybe that's what it is. But like when he walked in the door with God, what's her name?
Kayla,
the flight attendant.
Oh, Brandy.
When he like walked in the door with Brandy's parents, he was just like, I'm gonna have a gift for you, for her dad. And then he like immediately like got on mom's good side. It was like, I already know how, we see each other. And I was just like, oh my God. And then the same for Kayla's parents. And Randall did not have the same effect on Kayla's parents whatsoever. They were very unimpressed.
Well, I think initially they were, but once he started talking about like how he was raised and the relationship and lack thereof with his father, I think that he won them over with his authenticity.
Maybe.
Like, but he's more reserved. Like, he's not really like, loud and proud and I'm in here. That's not his energy.
No, I agree with you, but I just thought that like you can be quiet but also still win people over, and he has a different energy of like I don't really care, I'm just showing up. Like he always has that energy in his dress, like he don't dress up for nothing. He got a jeans t-shirt and Jordans. That's all he ever gonna wear. He's not leaving more. He's not gonna give
Can we get a nicer shoe?
Exactly. So he just kind of gives
the only person that really be giving me the fits and looks well dressed outside of Samson was Swayze. Yeah. Swayze's like relaxed casual is just chef's kiss. It's good. He looks good. But again, Swayze is 90s fine. He was taking out the OGs.
So I agree with Kayla. I think if I was her, I'd self-eliminate at this point because it's kind of embarrassing. Like neither one of these people want to. They don't want you. They don't want you. So hell, I think I would self-eliminate.
He's been so invested in Jamala, so it's like, girl, go on about your business.
And she said it too. Yeah, and she said it herself. She was like, I don't think that I don't think that I'm still in play for either of these men. So
you never were in play. That's the reality.
Yeah.
But that's the thing that, people do. Like they keep somebody on the line in case the main don't work out.
You gotta
have the finale is next week. Yourself.
Yeah. So the finale is next week. I'm curious to see how it goes. Yeah, and I want to see a reunion because I feel like some of these people may have continued or hooked up after.
Child, LJ and Trinika for sure. Is she still on the show?
No, she got eliminated last week.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm like, I
because she
can't
had a
remember.
nasty attitude about it.
You're right. She did.
Yeah. Saying like Brando didn't fight for her, and it's like, girl,
he was invested in right. He was invested in that daggone Jamala with her casket sharp makeup.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, her makeup. Oh my god, her makeup was so
bad. That she be looking green, like it is bad. And my thing is, if y'all are hiring makeup artists, I'm assuming it's TV hiring somebody.
I don't think they are. Makeup. I don't think they are.
And you know what? I would suspect not because girlfriend is green. What my thing is, the people on the production team. Why the hell y'all didn't tell her she was green?
And like my thing is, I'm well aware I'm not a makeup girl, not like that. I'm not at all, really.
Period.
You are, but even my point is that I'm not, and even I can see that was bad. Like even I can see that was like, what is the color different? Why is your face white? Why is it have that ash? I don't understand.
It's not. It is green.
It is not great.
Sometimes it's gray. I'm like, baby, what? Like, you know what? We're not gonna keep going on you, because somebody gonna help you. Somebody saw it down there in Miami. They gonna help you out. They gonna get you right.
I hope for the reunion that the girls hire their makeup artist for the day and pay their day rate,
or get some damn lessons. Nice. Get you some lessons. You in Miami? I know with some girls down there that can do the makeup. Hell, go to the pro store. It's right there off Lincoln. Like, come on. Yikes. As long as the store's still open, shit. But it's a couple of Mac stores down there.
There's one in Brickell too. There's one in Brickell City Center. All right. So I wanted to save the mess for last. Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Baby. Off top. This episode irritated me enough for me to be on Martell's side.
Thank you. And y'all, if you have been watching at all, I, in particular, am never on Martell's side because I think
we ain't never on Martell's side. Hell you talking about?
I think he is an absolute idiot. However,
very much so.
And listen, are there ulterior? Okay, so let's back up. There was a whole melee. Melody really started the whole melee. She started all the mess, and I stand by that. So anyways, Martell is, trying to get back in good with the Scotts because he wants back into their company that they started together. So the company, the construction company, is called Scolt, which I honestly, a couple seasons ago, I was like, did they start this together? And I
we kept asking that, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking it up, trying to figure out if they had started this company together because it was very clearly like a combination of their last names. So he's met with Letitia in the beginning of the episode. He met with Marceau to try to get back in with the Scotts, but he's also repairing his relationship with Melody. And like we talked about the last time we were here, they were trying to combine their evil powers for good. I guess, and to defend Melody against these accusations that Miss Wanda is making about the paternity of their youngest child. So Sugar Mama, which is so black. Holy God.
It really is, but it's cute. Her little self. I saw he posted a photo today with all the children, and you finally see his little one, the little boy.
Okay. Oh, good. So, anyways, that's part 2 of the melee, essentially. Part 1 is Melody really pissed me off this entire episode. So first of all, Stormy came to the function and brought Destiny. Oh, this was the grand relaunch opening.
Grand opening, grand closing.
The grand soft relaunch.
Now, don't misunderstand. We rocked with Destiny, but it was just funny that she was calling this the and grand it was soft relaunch.
But wait, I added grand, but it was soft relaunch. But it's I added grand but the only thing that she had knew was some black shells. She was like, well, did you see the black shells? And I was like, You did
Okay.
a whole relaunch over some black shelves, girl. And I was like, why did you just call it a pop-up shop? You had vendors here, you had food outside. You should have just called it a pop-up shop to get people in your location. So
Right.
Stormy
Even
comes,
if it is a
Stormy,
reopening, like,
right. So Stormy
mm-mm.
came, Stormy pissed her off because she
Storm.
and
I
Stormy,
still feel like she was being funny. I'm sorry.
okay, I agree with you. I think that she was probably being funny. I thought the Gucci bag was a bit much. If she had just
Yeah, it
brought the
was very much
flowers,
like
I would have been like, okay.
rich, rich bitch shade.
Yeah.
Like,
But then also I thought that she could have just, I don't know, she just I don't know, it was just a lot. And then she clearly didn't really want to be there. So it's like if you came to offer your apologies or whatever, then just come offer your apology, give the gift and go home. Same for Melody, same could be said for Melody. And I was going to say something else about Stormy. I don't remember. Anyways, the same for
don't be
Melody.
showing up to events that you wasn't invited to. Period. Point blank.
And I
Even if
mean, there
they
was
send you
a
the invitation
flyer.
last minute, don't do it. It ain't worth it because you wasn't meant to be there from the start.
Yeah. And so same thing with Melody. And then they came and and we find out why Destiny's really mad, and which is with Stormy, and it's because Stormy is not stocking her products in Destiny's store.
Yeah.
So she's like, "Oh, you say you support black-owned businesses, but you don't
You
see
don't want
my
to sell
business
your
as
stuff here.
worthy or whatever."
Mm-mm.
And it doesn't. I mean,
Like
honestly,
they,
it
if
seems
that's
quite
what you want to,
small.
right? But my thing is, if you want to extend the olive branch, then okay, let's make money together. I gotta buy it from you anyway for me to then turn around and sell it. So
Yeah.
like, I don't understand. You gonna go spend $2,000 when you could have had that 2,000 go to sales? Like, what's up?
Yeah.
It was shade.
So I just thought that was weird. Like, and like her whole blow up about, Stormy not stocking in her store. Like, I get it, but at the same time, it's like that's her product, and your store has been off and on. You even said that yourself. Like, why would she want to
Mm-hmm.
send her products to somewhere that nobody's going to or hasn't been open or whatever the case may be? Like,
But either way, make her buy that stuff up front so Stormy got her money. And then if you don't sell it, that's on you.
right. But it didn't seem to me, based on like the previous season, that Destiny had a lot of capital or a lot of cash laying around to be able to buy products like that.
Yeah, not anymore.
You know? So, anyways, so there was that. Melody comes in again, somebody who is not invited, and Destiny, they are not even getting along. So why the hell would you bring
Why
your
are you
ass up
here?
here? Why are you
But she
here?
came because homegirl mama was there. Miss Wanda was gonna be
Right.
catering. That's the only reason why she was coming. She won't come to support her.
Right. So, and then my thing is like, you come to somebody's event and then you and Stormy go snicker in the corner. Like, why don't y'all just leave? And I get it, it's production, it's whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, just leave.
Mm-hmm.
So then
But to Melody's point, she did speak, but
she did
immediately in
speak.
the process of her speaking,
She did speak.
Destiny was like adding insult to injury. Like, now here come this bitch. Okay.
Yeah. And Destiny was already irritated because of Stormy.
Yeah.
So, so then Melody leaves the store and Destiny is yelling out the store after her, like, you don't even come to my
Crazy.
store, speak, and you blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, girl, why you didn't say
Like,
all of
girl,
that when she
what?
came in?
Facts.
Giving much. Giving much.
Like, you could have had this whole conversation at least 30 minutes ago. That's how long she's been in here walking around greeting people.
And then and then you let them have you in the corner like this, all like pouting like a 2-year-old. Why?
Crazy.
And if it was that serious, why do you go to like somebody y'all have in common, like a Kimmy or something, and just be like, hey, I see they're here. They're really getting on my nerves. Can you like talk to them or something? Maybe get them to go.
Child, not even that. If
In a
I'm not
nice
fooling with
way.
you, you're not coming in here. And so the security should have been like, I'm sorry, you're not on the list. You can't come in. Yeah. And send them on their merry way. And or do like Melody did to Tisha, to the point of what Destiny said in that episode, like, and have the homies escorted out. Bye. Yeah. I don't know why you came. I didn't invite you.
Right. So then Melody goes outside to get the party started with Miss Wanda because she's been talking about the paternity of Sugar Mama. And
Child, you are so proper. That child's nickname is
Sugar
Sugar
Mama.
Mama.
Sugar
Ain't
Mama.
no R.
Ain't no R's. Sugar Mama. So it was just like, then she's like going live, and I'm just like, for the love of God. So she gets in the
That was
car.
crazy.
She gets in the car to leave, and I'm like, why didn't you just leave? You've already gotten the party started. Just leave. This is why it pissed me off, and this is why I say Melody started all this shit. Because it's like, she just kept going, and like, she would not shut up. She was in the car yelling out of the car.
Standing on the side of the truck.
Standing on the side of the truck. And then her mom, like, also, okay, I understand she's a grown woman, she's his kids, but like, I feel like at a certain point, my mother would have been like, get your ass in the car and we're leaving. Get in the car now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you really don't give a fuck if you going off like that. Like, I would never do nothing like that in front of my mother. One, because my mom is an OG from up north and will go with you. So it's like, no, my mother's not finna argue. She finna put hands on you, and then we all going to jail and touch my mama.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like at a certain point, Miss Van should have been like, get your ass, like, get in the car, get in the passenger seat, and I'm driving away now. And it was just like, Melody, come on. And she's
her mom is very docile.
She's not coming on. Like, she's very much not. So then she finally does leave. Now the conversation is between Martell. I think Martell and Tisha were having a conversation. Like, Tisha's defending Miss Wanda, who is dead ass wrong, first of all. Second of all,
Miss Wanda was children.
Yes, and Miss Wanda was already in the mix with Tisha and her and Marceau before, so you know she has a tendency to just listen to anything off the internet
and run tell that.
Come to find out, she didn't listen to Dr. Heavenly. That's where she got all this shit from. Also, a word for Martell, because Martell is the one that was saying any and everything about Melody. So now he's trying to get back in good with her, but he's now suffering the consequences of the shit.
Those things that he said.
So anyway,
that whole event was a shit show. Period.
It was.
Like,
so now he's into it
from
with
top
Tisha.
To bottom.
And then Tisha leaves, and now he's into it with Marceau, because Marceau is like, you know, she wasn't talking about your kid. She was talking about the mother of your child, saying that she has slept around, and that's what it was. And it's just like, that doesn't track. Like, yes, but no, because it's still talking about the baby also.
Hello, don't talk about people's kids. Not unless you ready to have hands and feet put upon you, because that's literally where the situation was going.
Correct. And then coming all the way back to Melody, it's like Melody did kind of start it, because on the Carlos King show, she was talking about Tisha's daddy being in her DMs.
I'm like, why would you say that, sis?
So,
I mean, it was funny for the TV, but then it was like when Tisha came back and said, well, you was talking about her, like my daddy and so on and so forth. Like, what'd he say? Hey, how you doing? Or some foolishness that Tisha said. And it's like, girl, that is not the same. Melody is a grown ass woman. Sugar Mama is 2. Yes. If that 3.
2
like,
come
3, on. Yeah. That's crazy. Like, come on.
So anyways, so then Martell and Marceau are getting to fighting because they can't get on the same page. And Marceau looked like he was ready to put in work, because Maurice had to literally physically carry him away, and his legs were in the air. Marceau's legs were in the air while Maurice was like this to like pull him around.
Trying to get a hold of him, yeah. But like, for me, like, so this is why I said that I was on Martell's side. So if y'all don't know, if you just tuning in, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I was on Martell's side because he was just like, all right, man, like, I'm gonna go ahead. And like, which is code for fuck all that shit you talking.
Yeah.
Like,
and also
I'm gonna go ahead and mind my business, because I'm not like, there's no reason for y'all to be having beef about something that don't have nothing to do with Marceau. Like, yes, this is Martell's child, but the beef is with his mother-in-law. That don't have nothing to do with you. So,
and Marceau don't even like Miss Wanda like that. Marceau don't even like Miss Wanda like that. Like, going off to defend Miss Wanda, knowing that Miss Wanda, all the things that she has said, even about Marceau, like, I get it, it's family, it's blood, whatever, but like, y'all know she be dead ass wrong, and you get ready to sit in his parking lot and fight over something that Miss Wanda said.
Your boy.
Come on.
It was crazy, because I was like, okay, so wild. did you come to fight? Because Marcel the only one that came in like a white tee, some jeans, and some sneakers.
Felt like it. I don't know.
Like, what's up? Was you ready to square up? Because that's
I
the energy
just,
that you came in here on. And my thing is
I
like, he
could,
was so mad. It was crazy. And then
yeah,
when like, because watching that whole thing played out, I watched it twice. Marcel grabbed Martel when he was like, "Well, you're not finna. I'm gonna say what I want to say, or whatever the case may be." But like him grabbing him was, which is what made him spin around. Like, hold on, chill out. You know, don't do all of that. But then Maurice jumps in it, and then he ready to fight. Like,
yeah,
what is going on? If you touch somebody in a heated debate, then yes, they are liable to start swinging and shoving because don't touch me. Even Marceau said that.
yeah. And they like, I felt like they escalated real fast, and I didn't understand why it went so fast. And I'm with you. Like Martel was the one. It seemed like he was the most level headed. Like he was the one telling Melody to go. Like go ahead, go. I got it. It's fine. Whatever. You got your point out. Whatever. And even with the
Mm-hmm.
conversation with Maurice, it was like the brothers Maurice and Marceau. They kind of hyped each other up, and Marcel was like, wait, I'm not even trying to do this with y'all. What the hell? So it was, I don't know. The whole thing was kind of like I was cringing watching it because I mean,
Yeah,
personally, I don't
definitely.
like watching a bunch of fighting and stuff. It's like it's one thing to argue, it's one thing
Not a
to
whole bunch
spar
of
with
old ass
words,
people to fuck.
but I don't like that. And especially they have a whole community and network together, and I don't know. It seems like they're like actual friends slash frenemies in real life, and I don't like that shit. Like it's one thing when you know people don't know each other and you be like, whatever, let the chips fall where they may. But like, I
Right.
don't know.
These
I
is
didn't
real
like that.
relationships that y'all finna like
Yeah.
throw in the trash.
Yeah.
And
And
for
it seems
what?
like Martell is really doing the work to try to get back in good graces for whatever motive with all of these people. And Melody is really the one that caused all this shit. We're being honest.
Period. But like what irritates me, I know that like in the case of Tisha and Melody, like Tisha, you know your mama be wilding. So like, what is you talking about? For her to be standing off to the side, carrying on this whole conversation with all the like the people that was listening, basically she hopped on her soapbox to talk like mess. Like, girl, come on, you instigating it because at that point she was Melody was in the truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at least she was halfway out the door. Like, come on.
I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. Like I enjoy a little mess. Obviously, I watch reality TV. That's why you watch reality TV is because you enjoy a little mess. So I enjoy a
Mm-hmm.
little mess, but like that to me just it just went to a level that I did not enjoy and I do not enjoy, which is why I don't watch Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch a bunch of people fighting. I don't enjoy that.
I
Don't enjoy that.
mean, I don't watch the Love and Hip Hop
Thank you,
anymore,
sir.
but I did. I did.
So, anyways, I think that's all we have. We're already over an hour.
Yeah,
Drop
we
down in
are.
the
Normally we wrap
comments.
this up.
Yeah, drop down in the comments and let us know what you're watching so we can provide our commentary. And we will talk to you guys next week. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're coming from YouTube. And yeah, like and follow if you're on IG.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.